Okay. I'm gonna need to trim that out if I make this YouTube video. What a weird start to the video. Anyway, welcome. I have a few minutes and I got the yes to just pop on quick and talk a little bit about Usui Reiki versus Holy Fire Reiki. I'm not going to give you a detailed description like that you could just Google online. I'm going to tell you my own experience. So I trained in both Usui Reiki and Holy Fire Reiki. And I found my teacher when I first took Reiki, Emily. She's amazing. I didn't even know there were differences in Reiki. I didn't know there were different lineages of Reiki. I had no clue what it meant when she said, that she's teaching us Usui Reiki. No clue. All I knew was I was supposed to sign up for it. And I was meant to take that course with her. So I did that. Having no clue what Reiki was, no clue what the different types of Reiki were. And that was definitely important for me because I learned a lot through that course. I watched it multiple times, and it was really cool to learn how to just use Reiki as a tool, for myself, for other people. I ended up taking my master Reiki with her as well. So Reiki 1 is learning how to send Reiki to yourself. Reiki 2 is typically learning how to send Reiki to other people, whether online or in person. And then the master level Reiki is you get more symbols. So Reiki 2, you get typically about 3 symbols. The master Reiki, you get the master symbol, and you learn just more in-depth topics, and it allows you to teach Reiki. When I signed up for the master Reiki, I was I knew I was supposed to do it. It's a lot of money. But I knew I was supposed to be there, but I also was I'm never going to teach Reiki. I'm just doing this for my own self-development type thing, which is funny now because I'm teaching Reiki. But that's why we only need to know one step at a time. We don't need to know the whole picture. Because if I knew the whole picture, maybe I never would have signed up because it sounded too overwhelming that I would have to learn how to teach Reiki. So I took my master, again, just for me to learn. I really enjoyed it. And then it was I think I was planning on teaching, yes, I was planning on teaching a Reiki course. When you do the Usui Reiki, to transfer the energy between teacher and student, there's you have to kind of do it one-on-one. There's a lot to do. And when I was going to teach Reiki, it was just really overwhelming to me thinking, how am I going to make all these one-on-one appointments with people? I don't have that kind of time right now to do that. And then I asked my guides, can I give it to multiple people at once? I got a yes, even though that's really not how the Usui Reiki is done. But then in between that period, I saw a bunch of little signs that I was meant to take this Holy Fire Reiki. I'll talk a little bit about what it actually is after I say this little story. And I was why? I spent all this money on Usui Reiki. Why am I going to go take just another Reiki? And it's the same thing, Reiki 1 for yourself, Reiki 2 for someone else, and then the Master Reiki. And I was getting that I was supposed to take all of them. And I was didn't want to spend the money on it, but I kept getting a yes. My cards kept it was just synchronicity after synchronicity with my cards that I just couldn't ignore. And finally I was you know what, whatever, I'm going to do it. I did learn later that with Holy Fire Reiki, the attunement, so they're called placements, passing the energy from teacher to student is a guided meditation now, basically. So you can give it to multiple people at once over Zoom or in person, which I really liked. It just, to me, the Holy Fire energy, it seems a lot more simplified. It's a lot more, this is my perspective, because I'm going to caveat this a little bit. My first Reiki master teacher that I took all my Reiki with, I also did Akashic Records with, she is amazing. She is super open channel, amazing spiritual abilities with Usui Reiki. For her, that's what she needed. For me, I was getting all these messages that Holy Fire Reiki was going to just raise whatever, to the next level. Like my whatever abilities I was meant to share with the world, I was going to like walk into them more after Holy Fire Reiki. So I was like, whatever, I'm gonna sign up. So I signed up, and I liked that you could do the placements as guided meditations. I liked that it's a lot more, in my opinion, about the Reiki guiding itself. Like I'm like holding, basically the way I think about it is I'm holding space, and the Holy Fire Reiki is working through me. Where Holy Fire Reiki even came from is a guy that was taught in Usui Reiki. He took like Usui Reiki with like so many different people in China and Japan and the US. He channeled in this new kind of, I think it was like 2014, this kind of new Reiki, which is the Holy Fire Reiki. So Holy Fire energy is pretty new as we know it. Reiki in general has been around like for thousands of years. People have been using it for thousands of years for themselves and others, but they weren't using it in a way where it was being taught like, it has been maybe for the last, 80 or 90 years or something. But Reiki energy has been here for a very long time. This is like a new type of Reiki energy that has come in. Some people say it's because, the earth is rising in vibration, and we have more access to these higher vibrational energies, which is really cool. Just the one thing that people need to know too, if you're trained in Usui Reiki, say you have your Usui 1 and 2, and you're like, should I take Holy Fire Reiki 1 and 2? You don't need to. So like, when I knew I wanted to take the Holy Fire Reiki, I was just going to do the master program, but then I checked and they really wanted me to do 1 and 2. Holy Fire Reiki 1 and 2 and Usui Reiki 1 or 2 are extremely similar. If you look at the manual, you learn the same symbols. The Holy Fire symbol is not taught until the master course. So if you're taking Holy Fire / Usui, tongue twister, Reiki 1 and 2, you're not receiving like technically the Holy Fire symbol and the energy with that symbol. However, the placements for Reiki 1 and 2, which are now guided meditations with the Holy Fire, uses Holy Fire energy. So you can still call on Holy Fire energy. It is still like infused in all the experiences that you do in Reiki 1 and 2, but just for the people who are trained in Usui already, it's the same 3 symbols, right? The power symbol, the emotional symbol, and the distance symbol. Those are the same 3 symbols you receive in Reiki 1 and 2. The master, Holy Fire Reiki Master, is where you get like the Holy Fire, actual Holy Fire symbol. Just FYI. I was meant to do both of them, probably because I was meant to teach it. So if I was going to teach it, for me, if I'm going to teach something, it's like nice going through it as a student first. Okay, what Holy Fire Reiki has done for me. That was what this whole thing was going to be about. Got sidetracked. So I'm going to use the Akashic Records as my example. The Akashic Records, if you don't know, are basically just this, in my way of thinking about it, this like higher vibrational energy or like energetic space we can tap into to receive higher guidance. We can look into past lives. People can do this without accessing the Akashic Records. I just think it brings another level of vibration, and you can do I do a lot of healing work in the Akashic Records. For me, Reiki and the Akashic Records are completely like interconnected. You go into the Akashic Records when I send Reiki, so they're connected to me. So I was trying to learn the Akashic Records before I learned Reiki. I was having a lot of trouble. It wasn't happening the way I thought it was supposed to happen, or the way I'd seen other people be able to access the Akashic Records. Why aren't I could feel the energy change when I entered the Akashic Records energetically, but I wouldn't be getting like information. I wouldn't be like hearing my guides or anything like that. Whatever. So I just kind of sat there, which is fine. That's how some people start with the Akashic Record. I now know that. But I kind of took a break from the Akashic Records for a while because I was just starting to get frustrated. And then I focused on Reiki. And Reiki is just this really gentle but powerfully just like divine love energy that can work with your body, with your energy body, with your everything, to help clear out or heal anything you need to really open up, either spiritually or just become more of your authentic self, or become closer to your higher self. So with Usui Reiki, I was able to do that a little bit. But once I had the Holy Fire Reiki energy, it's just been like completely different. My experience with the records now is like I can go in the record, whatever the Holy Fire Reiki energy did, it like, for me, has worked wonders. I'm much more like an open channel than I was before. When I access the Akashic Records, typically I have conversations with my guides now. I can do healings in there. I learn things in there. I journey like to caves and portals and wherever I want to go. For me, I was not able to do that until the Holy Fire Reiki came in and I worked with it. It's not like you just get the placement in. Okay, I'm good. I mean, the Holy Fire Reiki will support you in your shadow work. It will support you in working through anything you're working on. I don't want to say the word healing, but anything you're working on kind of clearing or transmuting or healing. For me, the Holy Fire Reiki did that. But do I think everyone needs to do Holy Fire Reiki if you already have Usui? It depends. Do you feel like the Usui Reiki is working for you at its highest, in your highest alignment, or as powerfully as it could be? I thought it was for me. I mean, I remember when I saw my Holy Fire Reiki teacher's post about like, because she did the same, she did Usui before she did Holy Fire. And she was kind of like saying how for her Holy Fire has just been this whole other ballgame of energy and higher vibrational blah, blah, blah. And I was like, come on, like why? Why would you need something else? There's no way it's that different. For me, it has been that different. It also allows me now, I'm able to be guided by the Holy Fire energy. So like when I use Reiki on people, either online or in person, I can ask Holy Fire Reiki to guide me, and it does. My hands can feel guided. I can, like, my body might sway where it needs to go. Whereas for me, with the Usui Reiki, that I had to control the energy. It was much more like me-centered. Where do I want to send the energy? With Holy Fire Reiki, for me, it has been, where does Holy Fire know this energy is meant to go? So for me, it's just been a complete change. The energy does feel very different to me. So yeah, that's, I guess, what I wanted to share with you. I will be teaching both of them coming up. I'm happy to check in with you about, are you meant to do one of these things? Are you not? Would the Holy Fire Reiki be as transformational for you as it was for me? Totally fine if it's not. There are so many different paths for whatever you are trying to accomplish. For me, the Holy Fire Reiki and the Akashic Records, doing the Holy Fire Reiki work first and then bringing in the Akashic Records has been life-changing. And now I have other energies that I work with, that I can call on, like golden energy and just other energies that I've been sort of downloaded, or I don't want to say gifted, but like downloaded. But I was only given those other energies to work with because I worked with the Holy Fire Reiki to really work on things. Okay, I hope that helps. If you have questions, I know it's a little convoluted, hey Jessica, but if you have questions about the difference or if something is for you, either comment below or send me a message. And I will see you all soon. Bye.